Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to make a currency converter in React.js. I will tell you the basic things which no one will tell you. Okay, so without further delay, let's get started. That this is our UI currency converter. Now you will see the differences also likewise. Can you see? Okay, you can see the input tag right now, label and all those stuffs, right? I will tell you everything in detail. So UI looks like this, that there is an amount. Okay, you can enter here amount and you have to select from currency and to currency, and there is a swapping button, and here is the output. So if I click over here, it's loaded and it says that 1 USD is equals to 83.38. Okay. Now, when I ask 10, so it says that basic price, basic exchange rate, which is there is 1 USD is equals to 83. Now you have entered 10 USD dollars, that becomes 833.79 Indian rupees. Now you can see also in drop down, you can see the multiple or different currencies ending from to as well. So if you swap it, likewise, it will give you the output. So this output is actually, of course, coming from an API. If you want to look into that first as well, that you can cross check right now. Okay, but I'm going to cover in detail. So here is an API. You are getting 200 response over here. Okay, here is a request URL. If you just copy, I will teach you code in detail, don't worry. Okay, if you are coming first time on my YouTube channel, then do subscribe and you will learn more about technical videos as well as corporate culture. I have made so many videos on it. And if you want guidance one-to-one, want to connect with me, then you can do it on top. So here is a response. Okay, can you see here? Conversion result and conversion rate. So what is the rate going on and what is the result you get? Okay, so everything last updated date and what is the, because currency rate exchange gets changed every day, right? So yeah, so this is output, you understood, and we are going to understand its code and everything from scratch. So what I do is, firstly, I go into currency converter React.js GitHub. This is what I wrote on Google. Understood? So likewise, you can do anything and you can find any project. Now, technology keeps on evolving. Earlier, it was like Redux. Now, people are using Redux toolkit and tomorrow something else will come. So technology keeps on changing. So always try to have latest code if you want to learn something. Okay. So here are 3 public repositories it found. So I'm just going with right now Dev. Okay, when I clicked on it, this is the currency converter which I show to you. Okay, so it's demo. You can, if you click over here, you will get demo. Here he has given steps how you can do it and what is the API key, from where you can generate your API key as well. Okay, he has given every steps. I will show you everything in detail. Now, what needs to be done now? I want this project. I want this code. How? Either you can fork your own copy of this. So means ideally you should not change his code, right? So what you need to do? Either you can fork it. It's like a cloning to your own repo. So generally when we work in companies, what we generally do is we take our, we generally call it as a master, right? Can you see here master branch? Here we get all multiple branches. Means different developers works on different branches, and at last, when every developer completes their changes, they can simultaneously create a pull request and then they push their changes once it's get approved. So right now 3 steps to use this repo. First is fork. Second is your clone. It is given HTTPS. Hope you have Git installed right now. I have given a tutorial on this. You should have Git on your machine. Okay. So that is one thing. Now you can clone it and you can download this zip. 3 things you can do. Simple. Okay. So if I either I can clone it, but I will clone my repo and I will show you changes over there because this particular code needs changes. Okay. Example here .env.example it is written, but here what it is written, create .env file. That is okay. So right now I will take a zip file and on my repo we will take a clone. Here you can find this whole code over. If you go into repositories and machine coding rounds, you will find code over here. Okay, so let's start. So this is my code, okay, which I downloaded, and I go over here and I want to open it where VS Code. Okay ji. So I am at CMD and I will just write code dot. If I write like this, it will open my VS Code. Okay. So I will take it here because screen size I have adjusted in such a way. Okay, not this, this. Correct. Okay, this looks good. Yes, please trust. Okay, yeah. Now this is opened, and if you go over SRC, you will find this code, right? Can you see the node modules here? No. Then what you need to do? Go into terminals, new terminal. Don't do this in PowerShell. Avoid error here. Use CMD only. Okay. Yeah. What you need to write? C npm I. You can either write full npm install, or you can write npm I shortcut. Don't worry, you will learn everything slowly. Okay, if you want to learn how there's everything, so just go over here npm. So here is a Google, so here this. Understood? So likewise you can learn everything. Okay, so node package manager, so install, or you can ask simple things to ChatGPT. So if I write npm I, you will see here node modules will be installed based on the package.json, content written in package.json. So it is written saying that we need these dependencies. It has these dependencies. Okay. It is using these number of npm packages. Okay. React router DOM. Okay. React Redux. Okay. And this is always helpful because sometimes I would say sometimes it is used as run dev, run npm run dev. So sometimes it is yarn start. So always check here what to use. Some people use npm, some projects use yarn. So uh, doesn't, I would say, it should impact your development, but it just depending on the project to project what they want to use. So dependencies means what is required when we are doing development. Okay, so this is development, okay, section, and this is production. So this env file actually helps in defining between production environment and dev environment, because in some projects we need to change URL. So meanwhile it's getting installed. Okay, so I'm waiting for it to finish first, then we will run our command. What? Tell, now you tell me what I need to run. Npm start and npm start, yes, correct. Okay, so also you will find one difference over here. There is an asterisk and there is something called a similar. Can you see where anywhere written? Do you think this code is okay? Oh, this is too big for you. Okay, no problem. So this looks good to me, and good to you, I would say, for your eyes. Perfect. So in sometimes it is written similar. Okay, you can now it's your homework to find the difference between them on YouTube or somewhere. Okay. So meanwhile it's getting installed. So let me write command npm start. Okay. Are you getting data over here in this? No. Why? API is not calling. Why? Because you have not done the configuration, which he told or mentioned in their GitHub. What he told? You need to npm install. I get your free API key from here. So let's go and get our free API key. So I visit their website and I got this API key. I just copy it. Okay. And so I visit the website. I just click on copy and I come down and I say, go to environment files, right? React app exchange rate API key, your API key here. Okay. Control V. Understood. You need to create your own. First of all, save, and I will rename it. I will remove the example part. Okay. So now save and let's go. Okay. Refresh. Now convert. Now it's still didn't come. Why? Can you tell me? Let's check if API is being called. See, API is called. Okay. It's saying forbidden. I don't have access. Why? Let's refresh. Maybe this got expired, maybe. Okay. So it's saying that API request quota available. So quota is still available. Okay. I'm not able to call API. So maybe I need to start my application again because API key is changed. Okay. So I would say npm start. Okay. So let's do. Okay. Right now, if I go into app.js, so app routes, fine. I will explain everything. Don't worry. Okay. Do we need routes here? Was that required? Really required? No. Then why? Okay. So I will tell everything. Don't worry. Okay. So component is actually this. But why he has created routes? I will explain everything slowly. Don't worry. Okay. So starting the development server, I'm waiting. Okay. Okay. So answer came. I need to restart it. Okay. So if I go into inspect, network tab, convert, API called, and I got 200 response. Understood? Now, if you use this link and paste it in your browser, you can see here pretty print. Can you see? Okay, cool. Now, should we jump to coding part? Okay, cool. Let's jump into there and let's understand how he has done it. Okay. And how we can improvise or refactor the code. So let's start with our direct code from index.js where we can see, okay, it has written strict mode and our application is wrap inside strict mode. So if I press control key and I hover over here, you will see that component. So I go into app file. Okay. So heart is actually index file and then we go into our app file. So 99% times our programming or project, I would say, starts from app.js file. So in this, it has a component called as app routes, right? So this is a functional component. Okay. So if I click over app routes, so you can see a route, right? So this is a lazy loading concept over here, suspense fallback. So meanwhile, that page is getting loaded, you will show loading. Okay. So if I am not wrong, if you just refresh over right here on the top left, you might see. Oh, you can see? Cool. So that is called so if I write here, okay, subscribe to Manoharbatra YouTube channel. Okay. So refresh. Got it? Cool. So now next is routes. And in that we have a route. Now you are saying, oh, what is it? Slug? What is this? Okay. So ideally, you should always check the latest version of React Router DOM. This is an older version, but if you go to the latest package of React Router DOM, where it was, let me show you. Correct. So this is a React Router DOM tutorial. In this, you will not find something like slug. You will see here, okay, path and element in the router file. Agree? So now here, if I go into here, not here, routes. If I go into public routes where it has map. So can you see the routes? It has written slug and component. Now this is not more required. We can use path and element. So always refer latest documents. Learn from here. You don't need actually tutorials, okay, in depth. If you have basic understanding, just start with the basic original official documentation. They are giving you tutorials. But yes, if you have basic understanding, then yes, you can directly jump onto documentation, else you can start with this. Okay. So this is lazy loading concept. So if I click over currency converter, which is hope you know the meaning of this, I would say, map. If you have multiple pages, then it will create a different routes. So the reason behind written this by author, that right now this is just a one component, right? But generally companies don't use this only. They have multiple applications. In that probably there is nav bar. On nav bar it have 5 or 10 options. one is currency converter, or something is Bitcoin, or something is date of birth, something like that. So you have different navigation. So based on that, he has created like this way. Okay, otherwise he don't need this. Okay, you don't need to create route.js and index.js like that. He can directly go into app.js, and user can directly use this component which is called as currency converter. So here we have our currency converter component pages. Okay, so here we have our currency converter. So index.js, can you see? Yes, cool. I'm closing all other options so that it won't create confusion. Cool. Now we are here, and with this you can collapse it. Okay, ji. So next, we hope you are aware of this use state, use effect, and use memo. I'm not going to repeat. I'm directly taking you to a code which is required at this moment. So let's start our code from where I directly start from return. What is looking on screen? What is visible on screen? So it has one div which is called as main container, fine. And in that we have a sub div. In that div, I am seeing it is written currency converter and check live. Okay, so let me go over here. So yeah, it is written this and this. If I press Alt, then can you see this? So this is under H2 and this is small. If I click over here and I say open Visual Studio Code, this, and it will take us to this H2 and small. Understood? Okay. So if you want to understand what is this, which class CSS is being used, framework, and all those stuff, you can go here and understand by yourself also. Okay. So if you go here and you can see it's Bootstrap. Understood? Cool. So okay, and so this is a CSS related to it. You can check it out by yourself. Okay. So now next important part, this div. So likewise, if sometimes when we work, we see a huge code, I don't want to work on this, you can collapse it from here and here. Now next part, this div, a row, it's saying if it is loading, then you need to show a fade loader. Should I show you? 1 second. You will see at the center. Did you see? Yes. So that is actually this. From where it is coming? Okay. It is coming from React spinners. Okay. So if I just copy, you will also see in package.json. Go here. Okay. Can you see? So this is a npm package. That's why React is a library. You can add any number of things in it. So if I go here and just Google and I see, if I just write npm, it gives me suggestions. Anna? So React spinners, you can use like this copy command and this. Okay. So it is giving me yarn command as well as npm command. Okay. So it has given an example as well. Getting what I'm saying? Cool. So it is saying that clip loader. So let's see. I'm saying again, things gets changed by time. So if you use this, it will not impact your code. Okay. So next, let's scroll down a little. And we are now seeing the main part. But first is our currency input, where we are going to add our input. Okay. This is a selected currency symbol. So if I go over here, so this is a symbol, and then we have an input where I'm able to type. Agree? So this is my input where it has name and on value change. So every time I change, set amounts is a state where select amount is a state. So if I go click over here, so I will show you. So this is a use state. Getting what I'm saying? See. Okay. So amount is getting stored over here with the help of function set select amount. So if you want to see more, so it has right now by default value as 1. So if I say 10, save, go to your home page and refresh it. Okay. By default 10 value came. Understood? So here it has initialized this. So next, currency is done. So next is select. Now You can do in a different ways. That's why I given you a repo. Okay, from GitHub you can find, and from YouTube. Different people do code in a different way. It has actually used libraries for everything. Hmm? So if I just show you different thing, example IBM Carbon design. So this is an also open source. Okay, so this is what it is. It is a drop down. You find it as a drop down. Let me click on Storybook. Okay, so you should know how to use different things. If I like right here drop down, can you see that there it was select, right? But here it is drop down. So here are the controls you can control. Okay, good. So that is done. Select is done. Options on change. So when you on change, select handle select from. So handle select from gets come here. So this as an event will be passed to this function, and with the help of this set selected currency symbol gets stored over here, and value it gets stored over here. If you want to see what is coming inside it, you can write just console.log. Okay. Okay, so right click, go to inspect, refresh. Somewhere else is also written. Okay, somewhere else is also written. So if I said from Canadian dollar, can you see this value? So this is an object, passing an object having label, name, symbol, and value. So here we are seeing CAD, which looks like a value, hyphen, its name. So let's go over code. So symbol is getting stored, and from whole object is getting stored over here. Okay. So symbol. Let's go down and see on UI how it is looking like that. Okay. So value is coming here. Hmm? So this is options, right? These options. These are options. Agree? So let's click on countries options. If I click over here, you will see, okay, this is an array. And now these objects dot keys currencies. Where is currencies? Let's click over here and see. So here are the currencies which are stored in object. Okay, which are stored in object having symbol, name, code. So here I'm seeing code hyphen name. Okay, so let's go over our coding part. What I said, code and name. So go here and you will see it is actually, first of all, this is a way to put a loop over an objects. So we are actually pushing our data, each data, each data, and we are selecting whatever we want. We are selecting whatever we want to into this thing. So one is value, second is label. Can you see label? So this label is actually we are using from countries options. So go down. If you go down, so if I go into select part, you can find it where? Can you see what it is written? It's has a default property that it will take its label. So React Stack is a library. So if I go over here, by default, it will take its label. So we have a input text, we have its label, right? See here, options. So this is options. And here is an option called as label. Getting what I'm saying? So we are customizing our label to have both things. Okay. So now everything is done. Cool. Now hope you understood. And last is convert option. So there is also called a swap here in between, where it's just a common sense that if you click on swap, then from becomes to and to will become what? From. So I will show you. Simple. No, don't worry. Nothing difficult as such. Okay. So where it is written, go up, go swap, handle swap. Can you see where it is written? Font, awesome icon, having an on-click event called as handle swap. If you see here, then selected country 2 goes into from, and from goes into and along with the symbol. Understood? And last part is our handle convert. So if I click on handle convert, then it is showing me so many things. Whenever we are going to call API, we always say that it's fetching data, so loading is true. But it has done other things as well. I can see, okay, exchange rate is fine, exchange rate amount is fine, result is fine, set subscribed. Why? Right now, this is a just standalone application, so ideally this is not required. But when we talk about e-commerce and example, we see that when on e-commerce you are finding some data, you are seeing some data, and then it redirects to the new tab or new page of kids section. So it doesn't mean that you are logged out, right? Either you see men section, because men, women, kids may probably have different components. But when you navigate to different pages, your account is logged. You are logged in. So sometimes, so that is the reason we used subscribed in many cases. Okay. So here is an API calling. So here we see that it's returning signal, okay, and return controller. Okay. So if you this is an API, you know how to call, right? Simple things. We are passing value, amount, hour, and we have a from and to. Simple thing. Okay, nothing complicated. To value and from value. Understood? By passing the selected amount. Okay. Now controller and this signal helps. Example. Let me remove this console. Okay. I will show you if I remove subscribed also, then our code still work. Okay. So controller and signal helps. Example, you are on this screen and there are multiple tabs on navbar. One is currency converter, second is love metric, something like that. So you called here convert, and suppose it is taking time and you go to different tab. Sometimes internet is slow. So when you click on it, so API was calling and that time you clicked on another tab. So if you have this signal and controller part, it will detect that you now navigate to different component, different page. So you don't need required. So if you don't need it, then why you are still calling API behind? Just abort it. So this is the reason we use it, controller and signal. New learning for you? Good. Rest is simple things. So it's just rounding off the values up to 2 times or 3 times. That actually questions you can ask during that time interview. Okay. So one is use effect. Hope you know the meaning of this. So this means that it will run when the component mounts. Okay. And when that activity is over, then it will clear interval. Whenever we use set interval, set timeout, we always clear it. Okay. And also here we have also written return controller.abort. Okay. So this is the reason when we passing a signal, we are passing signal in our calling. See. Okay, if I'm moving to different page, then yes, please abort that action. Please abort that API calling. So you understood so many concepts over here, like making objects to arrays. And also you will see that this, why it is written. Do we need this? No, this is copy paste. We are not using it anywhere. Just remove it. Also, this is our URL. Okay, .env file you have created. So it's taking that with your API key. Okay, and it is calling this. So this is actually calling this by passing your query parameters. So if I search here, you will see here. Okay, getting what I'm saying? So passing the other params as well. Okay, so these are called params. Okay, so what else? CSS file I told you, rest is npm packages, libraries. Now 2 things are left. One is subscribed. Okay, and one thing before subscribed, I want to tell you something. Okay, did you notice that if there is no amount, example, user has cleaned it, I can still able to click, but data did not display. So many times it happened that we should disable it, right? So if you want to disable button, okay, so this is your button. Okay, so disabled is equals to What was the, I forgot the value. Amount is getting stored where? Input wala. Select? Correct. So select, Control C. Okay, come here. Where is button? Where is button? Okay, Control S. So if I refresh here, can you see the color? I'm not able to click. But if the moment I write 1, you will see the color difference. Understood. So these are some edge cases and validations which are required when we work on our development part. So this is very simple, and some hopefully you have learned something new over here. Okay. And what should I tell you more? Subscribed one. I was telling you can just remove it. See, I tell you things. Remove this. Okay. Remove this. Remove this. Wherever Control F, subscribed. Remove this. Subscribed. Oh, so it's written over here. That's why. Okay. So can you see? Cool. So hope you like this video. You can comment, and I have made so many videos for you. Okay, especially in this IT world. Okay, I have talk about life lessons like my experience, build chatbot. These changes are required. Now I have integrated with Google Gemini, so I will make video on it soon. So these are a couple of podcasts you can see. So I have always keep you updated with the market. So if you like this video, then do subscribe my YouTube channel. Thanks all. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye bye.